It was back in early 2022 that we were told that mysteries were coming to Sea of Thieves. During an announcement that included the introduction of adventures, mysteries were pitched as a side story that was alongside seasons and adventures. They were supposed to come at a cadence of one per season. It's a year and a half later, and we've just finished the second mystery. It's no secret that the first mystery was not well received by the community due to too much social media involvement. After this was made clear by the community, Rare took a step back and seemingly rethought mysteries and their place and how to approach them going forward. The second mystery was announced on the 2nd of May 2023. To start on the 11th of May, this new mystery was certainly hyped up to be an exciting addition to the game. It was revealed a few days later in a deep dive that this mystery was time-gated and time-limited. Set to run from the 11th of May, players had to wait a week for each new puzzle to become available, with the mystery playing out over a 6-week period. The mystery comprised of 4 puzzles to complete outside of the game, on the internet, and 4 corresponding in-game voyages that you could only unlock once you had completed the puzzle and input the code on the website. It was a race to complete all 4 voyages in-game, and if you were taking part, then you had the chance to earn in-game rewards as well as win real-world prizes, including the one-of-a-kind gold Hoarder skull with keys in its mouth made of real gold. You had until the 22nd of June at 4 PM UTC to complete all the voyages to claim your in-game rewards. So now that the mystery is over, I want to talk about the overall reception from the community for this one and discuss what went wrong, because seemingly this mystery is yet another miss from Rare and the Sea of Thieves team. Hello pirates, my name is Ellie and I post regular Sea of Thieves videos on this channel. If you want to stay up to date with the game, then remember to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I put up a new video. Now obviously everyone has their opinions as to what made the mystery good or bad. These are just my thoughts and what I've heard from members of my community and the larger Sea of Thieves community as a whole. Now the first thing I think that people didn't like was that there was too much external stuff going on that was simply not accessible to the average player. The real world puzzles were just too complicated, and the puzzles were in no way something your average player could have done, or would have even enjoyed doing for that matter. For those of you that don't know, the puzzles were pretty complex and involved using ciphers that were well beyond what the majority of the player base could work out. The first stages included pigpen ciphers, Visioneer ciphers, hidden images in videos, OneDrive links to Spotify profiles and videos and Instagram profiles and much more. Whilst very clever, this likely overwhelmed the majority of the player base, and instead of bringing the community together, this likely separated them into the hardcore dedicated players solving the puzzles, while the stupid peasants like me and my crew waited for the puzzles to be solved so that we could enter the codes on the website to access the in-game voyages. There was just too much social media or external involvement again, something we'd complained about after the first mystery. There was also no real way of following what was happening, because unless you were on social media, there was no indication in-game as to what was happening. The single Sea of Thieves Mystery update video was fine, but it didn't really do much for anyone not involved. If you were bothering to follow the mystery as it happened, you probably already knew the information in the video, and so anyone who wasn't following along wouldn't have gleaned much from the video except to be reminded of how convoluted it was. The next thing that wasn't done particularly well was the website involvement. In order to complete the puzzles, you had to enter a code on the website after logging in. You then had to log out of the game every time you completed something in order for the website to update the game to give you access to the next voyage. I just don't really understand why they didn't keep all of this stuff in-game. On one of the days that I tried to complete the second puzzle, after entering the code on the website, I was unable to buy the voyage despite a good half hour of logging in, logging out of both the website and the game, so I was just stuck and couldn't complete anything. Now, I'm not a game developer, so I can't pretend to know the ins and outs of it all, but I do think it was convoluted to require players to access the website and enter codes in order to unlock the in-game voyages for this particular mystery. The social media and website interactions break immersion for me, and they just weren't fun compared with the in-game portions of the mystery. We also asked for less external social media input after the last mystery, and were told that Rare had taken that on board. I think they must have missed the point somewhere. Then we get to probably the worst part of it all, the ending. Now, with the first mystery, one of the coolest aspects of it was the in-game ending, which required you to sail to all the big islands, find a specific spot, and play a shanty to unlock a merfolk symbol. This then unlocked a door inside a shrine, in-game, and when you visited that shrine, you were able to go to a secret area and experience an in-game cutscene, which ended the mystery and explained the events of what happened. With this new Hoarders Hunt mystery, the ending was literally a tweet. A PNG on social media, which revealed the identity of the mysterious H who had been providing these clues and voyages throughout the entire mystery. This was not good. For starters, half the player base won't even see this, and second, why did we not get a cutscene at the end of like a small voyage like we did for the first one? The first mystery, you can still play that voyage in-game, you can still do that in-game and go and see that cutscene. So it also wasn't time limited, and this one was. So this seems like a massive step in the wrong direction. So it wasn't all bad. There were actually some pretty cool things in the new mystery. For starters, the in-game voyages were great and were some of the best voyages they've ever made. They need to make more of these kind of voyages. They're what I'd always imagined a pirate's voyage to be like in a game. For those of you that don't know, the in-game voyages consisted of descriptions or riddles, which meant you had to find specific spots in the game on certain islands, look in certain directions, and follow clues to find a spot to dig in the game. They were really fun to complete. And secondly, the actual lore was pretty cool. Some mysterious character giving us clues to find something felt more like the mysterious Sea of Thieves back or side story quests that we'd been sold when mysteries were first announced. I also really liked the updates with the chest that sat behind the gold hoarder, which updated as each clue was cracked by the community. When the first voyages were completed, keys appeared in the locks in the chest as the community progressed through the mystery. And the rewards were also pretty cool. The new trinkets and title are really good. However, I'm not sure why the sales were given to some people and not others, and why some of us had to wait for them. I don't really understand why these weren't just given out with the other rewards. All in all, I think the mystery had some great parts to it, especially the in-game sections. However, I just don't understand why the website and the social media stuff needed to be part of it. Rare talk about it being a shared world, and they've in the past talked about this new tech they have being able to add things to the game on the fly with this specific system they've created. For example, footprints on beaches or other small changes for players to discover. Why weren't the puzzles for the clues in the game using that system? Then we could have all spoken to Lorena to give her the code and then the voyage unlock immediately. This kind of system would have just been much more immersive. But I'm not a game dev, so I'm not sure what's possible and what's not possible, but the website interaction with the game seemed like an unnecessary and convoluted way of progressing, and it broke my immersion and made the mystery feel disjointed and more of a task than an enjoyable in-game mystery. What about the next mystery? According to the original roadmap we were shown, which, bear in mind, is like 2 years old now, we're supposed to get new mysteries every season. However, it's been 1.5 years and we've only had 2, so I'm not sure when the next mystery will start or how much it will change from the one they've just done. The next season is arriving just after the Monkey Island Tall Tale drops in mid-July, so I'm excited to see if perhaps it will be linked to that somehow. Either way, Rare still have a ways to go to perfect these mini adventures. I love the premise, but so far the execution hasn't quite hit the mark for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you liked the video, then please do leave a like and subscribe for more Sea of Thieves content. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the seas.